Let's just hope things are smooth, guys. I'm getting stressed out about nothing. This is what I'm gonna just tell myself and lie to continue on with the day. You guys are watching the latter half of the TING Open second European qualifier. After this, nope, we're already seeing spikes. Not good. Well, we're just gonna deal with it. What was I gonna say? After today's qualifier completes, we can start picking our invites, though, which will be nice. Messaging players and seeing who wants to play. Spawning in the upper left side, though, of this first semifinals match, we got the red Protoss. It's gonna be Harstem.
The bottom right, as the blue Zerg, he is Bly.
All right, so my favoritism goes to Bly in this one. I really like Harstem, but he's not had a great showing versus Zerg. Not more recently that we've been casting, at least. I know, objectively speaking, his stats aren't bad, but he has had the struggles in the map contest and against other good Zerg players. Bly is quite aggressive as well, which could be a problem for him to deal with.
Right. I would definitely give it to Bly as well. Harstem has just been having struggles for the last month, basically. Kind of starting right before Austin, where I think he was actually feeling pretty good. Then he doesn't do so hot in Austin. Then he doesn't do so hot in Tor, and it's kind of felt downhill since then. So I think he's actually on like a process of trying to build himself back up. And I don't know.
Well, I remember specifically because I was there watching firsthand. His loss to Namshar was pretty devastating because I think that was a series he probably thought he'd win no problem, and it was a tough loss back then too. So yeah, maybe this isn't his greatest matchup, but Harstem is actually like objectively a great player. So it's hard to say that even at his worst matchup he'd do poorly.
I think it's just he was feeling fine, then a couple of bad, strings of bad luck, and then suddenly you just don't feel very good. So he's just been kind of shaking it off basically, and we'll see if it's like to be shaken off in this game here. But of course, Bly is a pretty difficult guy to go up against. Harstem did just defeat Xanster to get here. He defeated Minato, which I believe the in-game name for that guy is like Minato.
Minato?
Sure.
Wait, was Minato playing the rackets, or were we talking about someone else?
Minato? Yeah, you're right. That's how. Yeah. So his name on the bracket's like Minatoe.
Well, it's apparently named after a Naruto character, so I mean, I might be saying it wrong. I don't know, but
oh, that's right. I remember it now. Yeah. Anyways, he defeated him, and then he defeated Xanster to get here.
I don't know if Minato had set up because Minato hasn't played in a while. He was really good once upon a time. Of course, that's back when like FXO and stuff was still around. But I thought he was done with StarCraft. Cool to see him playing again, though. That's actually a happy surprise.
So, hopefully Harstem's feeling pretty good. Now, Block, I believe, get away with a 3-hatcher for a pool. So, that kind of sucks.
So, by the way, you should get OBS booted up. And I know you don't have a lot of the Ting overlay stuff, and I hope Jesse will forgive us for this once-off thing, but I think you're going to have to stream the rest of this.
I have it all set up.
No, there's a lot of new stuff I don't believe you have, so...
Last time, when you were late to that one TING qualifier, I got Jesse to send me the Dropbox.
Oh, then boom! You better have production nailed, and no excuses if any of it's not working properly.
Okay.
I was giving you an out, you chose not to take it. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully we'll get things fixed with Zombie Group streaming after this first game, guys. But we will be casting both semifinals since those are asking, so TLO and Beastie will play after this. Nice adept control, by the way, transferring over here at the last second. Gets those barely out of there alive. Trades up for about 5 drones already and a couple lings. Not too bad.
They're not bad whatsoever. They're going to be taken care of now with the speedlings, of course, but worthwhile death, I suppose. Now, Bly's got an Overlord drop set up, so that might be able to return the damage, and then some if it's really unexpected. Look in here, we do have a couple of pylons, but no Mothership Core.
It's like the millionth time Bly's done it in this exact same location with this exact same tactic on this exact same map. I mean, you got to almost expect it at this point, but gonna darn to that mineral line. Probe's gonna go down. Not good for Harstem. Already losing about 3, almost 4. There we go. 4, 5, 6. Ooh, this is racking up really quick.
Yeah, if there's a Mothership Core already prepared, that's an instant overcharge on one of these pylons, and they get maybe like 2 probe kills, but the Adepts had to warp in, and then they actually catch up with the Lings, and this is all done. So the probe's actually being pulled off the line, is even more damage done, them not mining, so very worthwhile drop. And Harstem he definitely took too much damage, and that's of his opener not having that Mothership Core. The follow-up of roaches. Okay, well, Bly's still droning, so Frozen Temple is the map where you can do a Roach Queen based all in right through the middle, and the creeps spread pretty far out already. But
I think he wanted to go for round 2 with these Lings too. A little bit of wishful thinking as that Overlord is now so very, very dead. He'll get a pick up on the probe and maybe the pylon. See if he focuses on either, as the Mothership Core is there to guard anyways. Some Adepts transferring on the other side of the map, but there's 4 Queens ready to defend, so this isn't going to be too bad for Bly to deal with, but he will die with some probes, or sorry, excuse me, drones in the process.
when he sees the roaches and there he sees them now, that queen count might be a little suspicious. To see 4 in one location, you assume that there's probably like more in each base, which is actually not, but you might just figure out like, oh god, they're gonna attack me. And unfortunately, if that is the case, Bly goes to the middle, brings the queens too. Not having pylons already set up in the middle would actually be very good for Bly. Very good.
Yeah.
He's not actually bringing queens, so it's not that super big all in. He's getting a layer, but it is still a lot of roaches, and Ling reinforcements can easily be made here. There we go.
Well, I love the control so far at home while he does focus on the attack on the other side of the map. He's really got 2 options. One's like the more undefended natural base, but the other one's more exposed at the third. And if he does attack into the natural, he might get trapped in the natural, but you know what? Maybe not such a bad problem to have. Gets on top of the pylon, kills it immediately. Sentries in range of those roaches, they're going to go down next. No force was to keep those alive, and a Corsair Bile going to land on the one in the backside. The Immortal's getting some pretty good damage done, already up to 3 kills, but as Lings start flooding across the map, these will not be so easily dealt with. And if I pulling back the low roaches and turning them into Ravagers, soon to be full health Ravagers no less, this is a really dangerous attack coming out of Bly.
Yeah, the Ling reinforcements really make it powerful, because the Immortal could tear through, you know, easily protected by SimCity. Dozens of roaches even, so. The Lings come in here, they're going to start getting into the mineral lines as well. The Mothership, that is her last Photon Overcharge. Now, Bly looks like he's not going to commit entirely. It doesn't really snowball as much as he wanted, I suppose. He is going back into droning. And keep in mind, he lost like a War Prism harassment, but not as many as Harstem has lost to combination Ling drop and Ling attack.
Well, the Immortals are starting to really hold this strong. Sitting on 38 probes isn't the worst thing in the world, but the army supply has been evened up, and that's, I think, the most notable thing for this, because Bly did commit to this really hard. Goes into droning now to try and get ahead, but this is something where now he's going to have to be the one to worry about a counterattack, when usually it's the other way around.
Well, he still has to clean up these Lings here, and that's buying Bly even more time. So the droning is now done. 57 drones is an okay point, especially only on 3 bases. And if Harstem does counterattack, he has a War Prism. He actually has the tools to do so, but he doesn't really have that much production. So it would be a very small attack, and it'd probably just have to be recalled out or picked up and out. So Bly should be okay. And that was a lot of damage. 33 probes in total. 43 with the 10 he got from the initial Ling drop. I'm surprised Harstem even has these many probes. How many have died? But there's the attack.
Boost power, man.
Yeah, triple Nexus, I suppose. Here's the attack. 5 gateways isn't exactly a lot, but 3 Immortals can be if it was a mostly Roach-based army. And actually, Bly doesn't have that much of an army in general, Roach-based or not. This could be Harstem's opportunity. Bly might have just been the tiniest bit too greedy, getting about 10 more drones after that 56 that I mentioned. He might just die. Hydras won't be protected. All the roaches have already died, and the Adepts can take care of them.
Yeah, this is that danger we were talking about before, but like the counterattack. You know, Bly, if in a normal situation, would have had a supply to deal with this, but because he attacked so much and lost so much supply on the other side of the field, Harstem just kind of walks in and makes this look easy. The poor Hydras are going to be spawning at this hatchery, and they're just gonna die.
Yeah. If the Hydras are already out and they have minimal fodder, whether that's Ling or roaches, I mean, he could snipe the Warp Prism and then maybe take care of everything else with reinforcements. But the fact that Harstem was able to get the roaches, then get the Hydras, all like, you know, apart from each other, was really big for him. And this is actually a game. It's a game where like Bly probably can't believe like, oh, how did I lose this game? But it's happening.
I know he did so much damage early on. Even though the Immortals almost fall on the right side, Harstem had more than enough Adepts to just win that game through Adepts alone. But again, thank you guys for joining us here. This is live. These are not replays. We're casting both of the semifinals, but we are going to restart the stream again and tag off as we give Zombie Grub the wheel to the car, I guess, and hope that things look better there, because I got no idea. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Again, sorry, game 2 when we return. And a quick thank you to DRK Boris for the 13-month resub. His opponent in the top left is going to be the red Protoss, Harstem.
Yes. I also don't have Twitch alerts set up on this specific screen, but that's alright. Whatever. Bly's been doing this. I don't know why he likes it so much, but he's been doing it almost every single game we've cast, including last time. We just didn't make a note of it. But going for the third instead of the natural. And sometimes, you could argue, like, okay, it's going to get creep spread a little bit faster out. And that's a cool idea. But also, I feel like it's for that 1 second where the person's like, oh no, okay, we're good.
Well, maybe he's just also taking a note from Nurchio Senpai, who just won the map contest and pretty much in every single game versus Protoss never took his natural. No? Okay.
Well, I didn't get...
He literally, anytime any game was played, didn't take a natural normally versus Protoss. And we asked him about it, and he specifically said just like, the Protoss harass, the pylon potential, it's just never worth it.
So, I think maybe I cast one Nurchio versus Protoss series, but maybe not even. Because I just remember him versus Terran. Because I missed 3 days. So... this sounds vaguely familiar, but yeah, that was I guess the other thing we brought up when we did see it last time was that the pylon harass, like if they're gonna try, you're already taking a base, and if they're gonna try and pylon harass you on the third base, and just just take your natural.
You could always just trust that I'm not lying and telling the truth.
Well, I mean I do, but I was just giving context as like, well, I'm not being like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right, I do. Yeah, that's right. I was there.
Don't believe me, man. And like, I thought
when really you have to be like, was I even there?
I
don't think I was there. This doesn't sound familiar. No, years of working together just would teach me not to trust you.
Actually,
guys, I have a very important question.
However, I would say that only applies out of game because I don't think I've ever lied to you about anything in game.
Nope, we've talked about this before, and then like seriously, a week later you did something, and I was like, Rifkin.
No, that was with jokes and calling on Skype, and that was like a completely different topic.
Oh, and you were like, no, I never do it when we're in StarCraft broadcasts, and then like literally a week later on a broadcast, you did something, and I was like, Rifkin.
I think you're misremembering this, man. I would never do that.
Oh, okay.
I follow a code.
No, you don't.
Honor.
No, you don't. You know how like so many startup channels, or even like not startup channels, like some like really established channels have like that code. That they're like, we promise to be fun and educating, and we love all our, like, no. There's no code.
Where are you going with this? What does this have to do with anything?
There's no code. You're saying you're going by a code. And I was like, no, there's no code for us.
Honor among thieves?
Nope.
Okay. Well, game is finally starting to take some shape, and of course, Bly, I thought for certain with Orena this would be the map he goes for the Overlord drops on and does some stupid shit with, but we still have the option of a potential Nidus Worm. We don't see a lot taken in terms of like there's no Evo chamber, there's no four gases. This doesn't lean towards mutas. It doesn't seem like it has a definitive Roach endgame, but unless we saw like more and more and more queens made, I can't say this would be a Nidus Worm either. So I'm really curious what direction Bly's going with this, because right now he has no units to fight with. He's got a handful of queens and doesn't look to be very clear follow-up to this lair.
I guess it's got to be a Spire, and he's just gonna wait for the Spire to start to get all of his gases.
I mean, that's a lot of missing gas.
Well, I guess the argument would be,
but actually, I can see this working if he's not planning to make more than 8 and just go for like that 6 to 8 harass and nothing more.
Well, I guess my argument would be that like you're gonna right now, such early point in the game, you're gonna be limited more by minerals. But it is odd though. Like you're absolutely right that lack of gases, but then it took him a while to get the Spire. It is gonna be Spire. There you go. Creature. It took him a while. He made like 15 more drones, or even got the Spire. That was interesting. He was just so worried, I suppose, that the War Prism was gonna be more than just a harassment.
By the way, for those who don't know, Bly's like a pretty methodical guy. We learned about this even more so after talking to him in Asa about some of his strategy stuff, and he does think ahead really in depth about things. So it's hard to say he like simply frivolously forgot the Spire or the gases for or anything like that. So maybe he was worried about getting scouted, maybe it was indecision, I'm not sure which, but we do have an attack coming his way, and he's got to be able to hold this, and it's only 2 spines and a couple of queens that don't have transfuses, so these 20 lings are going to eat up that mineral bank you've been hoping to use for mutas.
This is such a simple attack from Harstem. A couple of Immortals, literally 2 gateways, and a War Prism. Like, he's not reinforcing super quickly, it's actually not that scary, but Bly was just completely caught off guard, and only lings available, all you need is Adepts. I can't believe he's just gonna win with this. This isn't even all in. It's not even close.
This is surprising to me too, like to see Bly of all people fall apart like this, but Harstem is just kind of obliterating everything. 10 army supply left for Bly, starting to bleed out those drones now. One of the immortals almost goes down, and then it doesn't. So hey,
wow.
Boy.
Well, okay. So the good news is we have Mutas on the way, and maybe. Nope, not even. Phoenix is already on the way out. No, this is actually just game. This is.
Yep.
You didn't even have to recall. He could have kept fighting, but it's better that he recalled because Mutas were on the way out.
So I'm curious, actually, since I know I was having the audio spikes from you to me, are you getting any from me to you?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So I'm probably just quieter than you if I had to guess of anything.
Yeah, no complaints yet from the chat.
Well, so far so good then. Mutas Dancer in the main, gonna do what they can for damage, but Bly paying back that damage. I mean, that's over 20 workers he has to kill to even up the game, much less take another base on top of it. He's a stubborn guy, and hashtag rely on Bly to always come back from terrible scenarios, but I don't think this is one he can necessarily recover from. Now playing against a player like Harstem. This is rather impressive to me, though, because Bly's been on a bit of a tear. He's been beating players he never beat before in the past. He's been winning cups here and there, getting far in tournaments. But now against Harstem, where I guess he starts losing that momentum.
Yeah, it's actually a big role reversal, as Harstem was kind of looking down and maybe like even a little sad on Twitter and whatnot, but is actually looking really damn good here. Gonna make this qualification spot look easy, in fact, as really it's only just Bly's stubbornness that is keeping him in the game. Like the supplies, obviously this game is over. The one hope was that Mutas would be a counter, like Harstem just simply did not prepare for them, but obviously that's not the case. Phoenixes are killing them. I guess drones still being killed by adepts are over to the right side, and that was really his last hope. Now the Hydras will also be dealt with by the Phoenixes. Phoenix best unit? Probably.
Confirmed.
Yep.
Well, maybe not straight up confirmed, but still. Agreed. A little too good for the situation at hand, and Bly's pretty much out.
That he is. That he is. Well, you know, he kind of went for a risky build. We didn't really, I guess, emphasize that. By going for that Spire without a Roach Warren or without, like, pressure of his own, it was going to be, like, if Harstem noticed, then maybe he would just push. It's also the map. Like, going for a Spire on that map, if you get to the Spire, instantly you're in the base with Mutas. That's favoritism towards you. They scout your Spire before it's done. They attack. They're instantly in your base. That's not favoritism for you, so... That was just a good arena anti-muta play by Harstem. So GG! Harstem
GG,
does
qualify!
Yay! It just didn't happen in the way they thought it was. Okay.
Yeah. This doesn't mean we've got another best of 3 coming up next, guys. I gotta tell you, though, there's a pretty good chance to see Bly make it back on the invite list, but we are gonna go to, I guess, a break while we get things sorted for the next best of 3.